Hi everybody, this is GL1 and it's so nice to be back in human form and the right size. Now, today I'm going to do a quick show on this robot, the Blue Flash Transformer. It's a third-party transformer, and the first thing I could tell you about it is the plastic is really heavy. It's a really high-quality plastic. It feels like it's metal. And the wheels are a really nice squishy rubber. You can even kind of peel them off and see how they squish. This is obviously the vehicle mode, the armored car mode, and this is a picture of the box and him in robot mode. And it was a difficult transformation to go from robot to car. And sometimes it's also difficult, I find, to read the instructions. One thing I will tell you is some of the pieces are difficult to move and it feels like you're going to break them. But if you're really careful and persevere, they do give enough so that it won't break. Now, this joint here in the center, that's one of those things that you have to turn around, and when you're going from robot mode to make it into the car to get the tires, the wheels on the right side. And it really felt like it wasn't meant to do that, but no, it is, and that's the only way to get the wheels on the right side. But what you have to do is you have to remove this piece, you see here, in order to do that turning. It's meant to come off. You see it has pegs. However, I forgot to put it back on after I turned it around, and I'd have to take the transformation significantly apart to get it back on, and it was not easy doing the legs to the wheels. This is one of the guns that come off, and then you have your rocket that comes off here, and they peg in. You see it has like a little peg on the bottom, and then this has your the receiving end of the peg that is right there. Okay, so to have your wheels on the outside, you have to go through quite a few machinations of turning things around to get the wheel on the outside, and then you have the legs, and to get everything turned correctly about how this all folds up and folds out and folds in. It's a lot, and it certainly feels like when you're trying to get these on the inside where they're at, I haven't figured out if there's an easier way to do it, but that was something that really felt like it's not meant to go that way. But there's a tab that's pretty sizable that sticks out going to the left, that this has to fit over, and I just couldn't figure out an easy way to get it, and I kind of carefully bent it and moved it, and eventually it kind of like went underneath, and then I could put this piece down on top, this part of the leg. But I'll be working with it to find if there's an easier way. And these are like your exhausts. It rolls really nicely. It is a beautiful transformer, I think, the way it looks, and it's great in robot mode as well. The box is small, it's compact, not really wasted shipping space. And then of course on the back you can see the car without the armored vehicle, without the guns, and then with the guns, and then you have the robot form and all the different motions that it can do, and I will be showing you those pictures. So anyway, that's the GDW02C Blue Flash, created by G Studio, and I got it for about $80. It's a really nice transformer for $80. Definitely can always tell the difference between a third party and a not a third party transformer. One thing that was, I think, really cool, and this is unique, I have never really, I probably have 1,000 transformers. I have never seen a transformer that where the gun goes in, you see inside here, there's a peg hole, and then the hand closes around it. So that really allows it to hold on. So it would go in, you see you have your peg on the gun, and then that would fit in there, and you would push that in, and then you would close the hand around it, and then that would really hold that gun really nicely. Now some of this plastic is a little rough here because I could not get it to fit in. I had to use a knife to kind of shave some of the plastic on that peg. I tried heating up the hand to soften the plastic to squish it in. Could not do it, so I just used a razor knife and I sliced a very thin layer from that peg. The other side I didn't have to do that. So I would say that the transformation, though nice looking, it's definitely not for a novice. I am not a novice. I have done a lot of Transformers, and I found this to be frustrating and difficult at times. But it's good looking. It's really well articulated. I did eventually get it, and you know, with these third-party Transformers, sometimes I think the goal really is to give you something that is difficult to transform, to give you something to do. You know, just something to fiddle with and take your time and think through. And they are complex and rewarding in how they turn out. So, you know, you just have to really be careful that you don't, you know, push something too hard and really pour over those directions sometimes, several times when you're doing it. They're not always clear, but the more you look at them, the more clear they get. And then, you know, you can see that, no, it is supposed to go that way, and I just have to kind of keep trying and gently press it. And if you need to use something like some needle nose pliers to just kind of grab something and just give it a little bit of a twist to get that tension, so you're not putting tension on a part that you don't want to, and you know, you don't want to, like, you know, break where the pin connects in here, because you really can't repair that well. Sometimes you have to do that. Heating the plastic doesn't really do anything with this kind of heavy grade plastic, but it's really nice. So I definitely recommend it for people that want a challenge, want a beautiful Transformer, have the money to spend on an $80 Transformer, and you know, aren't afraid to take on something that's a little bit more difficult than what you're going to get from Hasbro. All right, this is GL1. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did, and I will be back soon. Take care. I just discovered that you can transform him into robot mode and leave the legs intact the way they were for vehicle mode without having to flip the wheels around. He doesn't stand quite as stably as he does having a back tab that goes further back so he won't fall backwards. But you can stand the action figure, have his legs in vehicle mode, and transform everything else, and then it will be faster to transform him into vehicle mode without having to do quite as many machinations. You do still have to turn the torso around, the legs all the way around, which, as I had said, is a little bit difficult and disconcerting. Feels like you're going to break it, but if you hold the torso firm and hold the pelvis firm and slowly rotate it, the plastic will give and it will rotate.